My friends, life has a way of teaching us lessons that no classroom, no textbook, and no lecture can ever truly explain. These lessons often arrive quietly, through small moments, or loudly, through hardships and trials. But no matter how they come, they have the power to change everything. Our perspective, our choices, and even the path we walk tomorrow. When we pause long enough to reflect on the moments that truly matter, we begin to understand that life is not about how much we collect, how high we climb, or how loud we speak. Life is about how deeply we care, how honestly we live, and how kindly we treat those who cross our path. There are 5 life lessons I wish to share with you today. Each one is simple, but together they carry the power to change the way you see the world and the way the world sees you. Life has a way of testing us through the people we meet, especially those who are carrying heavy burdens that we may not see at first glance. Someone may walk past us with a smile, but behind that smile lies a struggle we could never imagine. Others may lash out, act harshly, or often these behaviors come from pain, loss, or hardship they are enduring silently. In those moments, it is easy to judge, easy to dismiss, and easy to protect ourselves by turning away. The greatest strength we can ever develop is the ability to respond with compassion. Compassion is not weakness, nor is it blind sympathy. It is the conscious choice to extend understanding when judgment would be easier, to offer kindness when indifference would be more convenient. It requires courage to step outside ourselves and see another human being as more than their mistakes or their circumstances. Imagine a time when someone showed you compassion. Perhaps it was when you made a mistake, and instead of being condemned, you were guided patiently. Perhaps it was when life knocked you down, and a hand reached out to lift you up. That single act likely stayed with you longer than you expected, perhaps even changed the way you carried yourself afterward. This is the ripple effect of compassion. A small act, a smile, a listening ear, a word of encouragement can ignite hope in someone who thought the world had forgotten them. Compassion also strengthens the one who gives it. When you practice compassion, you are training your heart to expand beyond self-interest. You begin to see that humanity is a shared journey, that no one is immune to pain, and that helping someone else does not weaken you but enriches you. It builds patience, resilience, and emotional strength. The strongest people are not those who can outshout or outfight others, but those who can remain gentle in a world that often demands hardness. Compassion transforms environments. A workplace filled with compassion becomes a place of support rather than competition. A family built on compassion becomes a refuge rather than a battlefield. A society that values compassion creates justice with mercy and strength with kindness. If we could all pause for a moment before reacting, if we could all remember that every person carries unseen battles, we would not only make life easier for others, but also create a world where kindness is the norm, not the exception. Compassion is not simply a choice, it is the greatest strength, because it has the power to heal both the giver and the receiver in ways nothing else can. There comes a time in every life when hurt cuts deeply, leaving behind scars that are not always visible, but are carried quietly in the heart. These wounds can come from betrayal, harsh words, broken promises, or moments where we felt abandoned or unloved. Our natural instinct is often to hold on to that pain, to keep replaying the injustice, almost as if keeping it alive gives us a sense of control over what happened. But in truth, what we are holding on to is not control, it is a prison. Bitterness, anger, and resentment build walls inside us, keeping us tied to the very moment that caused us pain. We think we are punishing those who wronged us by refusing to forgive, but the reality is that we are only punishing ourselves. The burden grows heavier the longer we carry it, and it weighs down our joy, our peace, and even our relationships with those who had nothing to do with the hurt. Forgiveness is not about saying what happened was right. It is not about excusing bad behavior or pretending that pain does not matter. Forgiveness is about deciding that the past will no longer control your future. It is about reclaiming your peace and breaking free from the chains that keep you tied to bitterness. When you forgive, you are not saying, "Didn't hurt." You are saying, "Will not hurt me forever." That choice is powerful, because it shifts the focus from what was done to you to what you will do with the rest of your life. Think of forgiveness as a release. Just as a prisoner longs to be set free, your soul longs for the freedom that comes when you lay down resentment. And the prisoner you are releasing is not the person who wronged you. It is yourself. Is why forgiveness is not weakness, it is strength. It takes more courage to let go than to hold on. Anyone can cling to anger. It takes real strength to open your hand and release it. When you forgive, something remarkable happens inside you. Space once filled with bitterness becomes space for peace, love, and new beginnings. The relationships you cherish are no longer clouded by past shadows, and you begin to live lighter, freer, and more open-hearted. Forgiveness may not change the past, but it changes you. And it changing you changes everything about the way you walk into the future. Life is filled with challenges that test our patience, our faith, and even our will to keep moving forward. Some struggles are small and temporary, like an obstacle at work or a disagreement with someone we love. Others are heavier, losses, failures, or unexpected turns that shake us to the core. In those moments, it is easy to focus only on the pain, to dwell on what went wrong, or to measure ourselves by what we do not have. But there is a powerful shift that can transform even the darkest of days, and that shift is gratitude. Gratitude does not erase the hardship, but it changes the way we see it. It turns our attention from what is missing to what is still present, from the weight of the struggle to the strength it is building inside us. When you look at life through the lens of gratitude, you begin to see blessings where others see only burdens. The job that feels overwhelming becomes a reminder that you have the ability to provide for yourself and those you love. The family or friends who may sometimes frustrate you become reminders that you are not walking this journey alone. Even simple things, the breath in your lungs, sunrise that greets you, the food on your table, become reasons to be thankful when you pause long enough to notice them. Gratitude is not about having everything. It is about recognizing the value of what you already have. Struggles often carry hidden gifts. A setback might teach resilience, a loss might deepen empathy, and a challenge might uncover strengths you never knew you had. Gratitude allows you to see these lessons not as punishments, but as stepping stones. Instead of asking, "What?" gratitude asks, "What can I learn from this? How can this shape me into someone stronger, kinder?" That shift in perspective can make all the difference between despair and hope. Gratitude also has a way of softening the heart. It reduces envy, comparison, and resentment, replacing them with peace and contentment. When you are truly grateful, you stop measuring your life against others and begin appreciating it for what it uniquely is. You realize that joy is not found in what you lack, in how deeply you appreciate what you already hold. Gratitude does not change the circumstances, it changes you. And when it changes you, it changes the way you experience every struggle, every blessing, and every moment of your life. There will be moments in life when you are tempted to take the easier road, to cut corners, or to bend the truth just enough to make things go your way. At first, it may feel harmless, even smart, because no one notices or questions it. But the truth has a way of revealing itself, and shortcuts have a way of circling back. The foundation of a meaningful life is built on integrity. It is not something you can fake, and it is not something you can buy. Integrity is the quiet strength of knowing that your word matters, your actions align with your values, and that you can stand tall even when no one is watching. Living with integrity does not always come easy. It often demands sacrifice. It may mean speaking the truth when a lie would be more comfortable, keeping a promise when it costs you more than you expected, or walking away from opportunities that require you to compromise your principles. But each time you choose integrity, you invest in something far greater than temporary gain. You invest in your character, and character, once built, cannot be taken from you. It defines how others see you, but more importantly, it defines how you see yourself. The power of integrity is that it provides peace of mind. When you know you are living honestly, you no longer have to look over your shoulder or fear being exposed. You can rest in the certainty that your reputation is built on truth. This peace is priceless because it frees you from the exhausting effort of keeping up appearances. Integrity makes life simpler. because what you say and what you do are one and the same. Integrity also inspires trust. People may forget your words, but they will never forget how consistently you lived them. Leaders who lead with integrity create loyalty. Friends who live with integrity create bonds that endure. Families built on integrity create legacies that outlast generations. Trust cannot be demanded, it is earned, and integrity is the currency. In a world where dishonesty can sometimes seem rewarded, it takes courage to hold fast to what is right. Yet, integrity is not about what others do. It is about who you decide to be. Every choice you make either strengthens or weakens that decision. When you live in such a way that your promises mean something, and your actions reflect your values, you leave behind not just a good impression, but a life of dignity and respect that no one can take away. Each day we wake up is an invitation to begin again, no matter how heavy the past has been or how uncertain the future may appear. Too often, we carry yesterday's regrets into today, dragging mistakes, disappointments, and failures as if they must define who we are. We replay the things we should have said differently, the choices we wish we could undo, and the opportunities we feel we have lost forever. But life is not meant to be lived in reverse. The past is already written, and no amount of dwelling will change its ink. What truly matters is what we choose to do with the page that lies before us now. Every sunrise gives us that page, blank and waiting, and every choice we make is the pen with which we write. The beauty of life is that no one is chained to yesterday unless they choose to be. Every moment carries the possibility of renewal. A broken relationship can be mended with a phone call. A failed attempt can be the foundation for a stronger comeback. A bad habit can be replaced with a better one, starting with a single decision. It doesn't matter how many times you've stumbled. What matters is that you stand up once more. The courage to begin again is what separates those who remain stuck from those who grow. New beginnings are not always dramatic. Sometimes they are quiet shifts. A decision to be kinder today than you were yesterday, to listen more carefully, to let go of resentment, or to take one small step toward a long-forgotten dream. Over time, these small beginnings reshape the course of your life in ways you could not have imagined. The important thing is not the size of the step, but the willingness to take it. There will always be voices, both within and around you, that say it's too late, that you've missed your chance, that things will never change. But the truth is, as long as you have breath, it is never too late to rewrite your story. The past may explain where you have been, but it does not dictate where you can go. Each day you rise, you are given permission to create a new chapter, to love again, to hope again, and to dream again. Life does not ask you to be perfect. It only asks you to begin as many times as it takes until you create the life you are proud to live. So, my friends, life is not measured by the possessions we gather or the titles we hold, but by the lessons we embrace and the way we allow them to shape our hearts. Compassion, forgiveness, gratitude, integrity, and the courage to begin again. These are the choices that can transform not only our lives, but also the lives of those around us. Thank you for listening, and may these lessons guide you to live with purpose and kindness each day.